This presentation is on communication. The world has become smaller with the invention of communication devices. Do you agree? Yes, the world has become smaller with the invention of communication devices, which includes telegraph, telephone, radio, television, and communication satellites launched into space. What is the Space-Bridge program? The linking of satellites is called Space-Bridge program. How has communication become faster and easier? Communication has become faster and easier with the help of communication satellites launched into space. Because they are helpful in sending messages without any hindrance from Earth's shape and features. Communication is a basic need for member of a society. Do you agree? Yes, communication is a basic need because it has a method of transmitting and receiving ideas, pieces of information, and messages. The application of communication techniques has changed the structure of the society, and both society and world have become more progressive. What was the wonderful program called by which communication scientists surprised the whole world? Space-Bridge was the wonderful program by which 5 countries in various parts of the world were linked together using satellites. This linking surprised the whole world. What pieces of information does a bee dance give to other bees? Bees live on sweet juice of flowers. When a bee discovers a source of nectar, it informs the other bees in the hive through a special dance. The location of the source is communicated by the kind of dance. The direction is indicated by the angle of the axis of the dance and the amount of nectar by the vigorousness of the dance. Mention the name of some aquatic animals that have clear ways of communication. Dolphins emit a distinct noise to seek help, and so do the blue whales. Many other sea creatures also have effective ways of communication. Name any 3 modern means of communication. Telephone, radio, and television are 3 modern means of communication. How did people convey their messages over long distance in the Middle Ages? People in the Middle Ages conveyed their messages by beating drums, using fire smoke signals, and blowing instruments like ram's horns, etc. Homing pigeons were also used to send messages. How did telegraphic communication come into existence? Telegraphic communication came into existence when Samuel Morse of the USA invented Morse code in 1837. This technique brought fast ways of sending messages to far and near places in a short time. Who made oral communication possible over distances? American physicist Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone in 1876. This made oral communication over distances possible. Who laid the technical foundation for wireless telegraphy? The German physicist Heinrich Rudolph Hertz discovered electromagnetic wave in 1887 and laid the technical foundation for wireless telegraphy. Who was responsible for the invention of radio transmission? Marconi, the Italian inventor, was responsible for the invention of radio transmission, which gave a way of addressing the masses all at the same time. When and where the first radio network was formed? The first radio network, the National Broadcasting Company, was formed in 1926 in the United States of America. Where can you see the use of closed television besides the places given in the passage? Besides the mentioned places in the paragraph, I have seen the use of CCTV at the railway stations to give information of arrival and departure of trains. It is also used to facilitate a large number of audiences outside pandals. Universities use CCTV in convocations. Terrorist activities are also overpowered by using CCTV at places of national historic importance and holy shrines. What is a communication satellite? Any Earth orbiting spacecraft that gives radio, television, and facsimile communication between 2 points on the surface of the Earth is a communication satellite. What type of satellites were used in Space-Bridge program, passive or active? Space-Bridge program was a television program which was transmitted and received all over the world. It could be possible only by using an active satellite because active satellites reflect light just as a mirror does and are thus used for transmitting and receiving of messages. What are the features of passive satellites? Passive satellites reflect radio signals in much the same way as mirror reflects light. They do not carry any electrical equipment or radio antennas. What is an active satellite? An active satellite is a satellite that receives signals from transmitting stations on the ground and retransmits the signals to receiving stations on the ground. This satellite gets electrical power for reception and transmission from solar cells fitted on the satellite, which turn solar energy into electrical energy.